Brother, this is Dr. Phil Chavez. The King of Scots, Robert the Bruce, reigned from about 1306 till his death in 1329. Now, he was considered one of the most renowned warriors of his generation. Robert led Scotland during the First War of Scottish Independence against England. In the movie Braveheart, he was anything but a celebrated warrior. He was the guy who always folded. He was continually caving into his desires for power and land. Now, one of my favorite scenes in the movie, after Wallace was victorious at Stirling Bridge, he appears with his kingmen for a knighting ceremony, surrounded by the nobles. Upon knighting, Wallace receives the title Commander of the Army of the Kingdom of Scotland. Now, right after, the nobles argue who holds title to the throne. Finally, it's between Robert the Bruce and John Balius. Now, as regards Wallace, the nobles endorse him, yet they really resent his influence. Ultimately, the nobles, they're only interested in themselves and only use Wallace for their own ends. Now, he tells them, there is a difference between us. You think the people of this country exist to provide you with position. I think that your position exists to provide those people with freedom. I go to make sure that they have it. Disgusted, Wallace leaves the room with his men. Now, Wallace is only concerned with Scotland. The fight, though, is not over. The English lost a major battle, but not the war. Now Robert the Bruce is impressed with Wallace and calls Wallace aside. He talks to him about the risks the nobles are really taking and that Wallace should really work with them for their support. Bruce claims, we need the nobles. Wallace says, nobles. What is noble? Men don't follow titles, they follow courage. The nobles know you. The people respect you. If you would just lead them to freedom, they would follow you. And so would I. Wallace walks away. The seed is planted. Here he taps in the deep desire of a man, the summons to leadership. Men need to be called forth, even the highest noble. Now, Wallace continues leading the Scottish forces to many victories, but they take a hard hit at the Battle of Falkirk. Later, Wallace is betrayed, he's imprisoned, and he's brutally executed. Now, in that final scene of Braveheart, inspired by Wallace's sacrifices, the Scotsmen resumed to fight for their freedom at the Battle of Bannockburn. Robert the Bruce is already crowned, is now ready to lead the Scots into battle. He says, you have bled with Wallace, now bleed with me. After fighting June 23rd and 24th in the year 1314, the Scots take the field and their freedom is won. Brothers, who are the leaders like this today? Who's leading the charge? And who will you call out to the battlefield? Men everywhere are waiting for your summons. If you would just lead them to freedom, they would follow you. And so would I. Brothers, God be with you.